really try very hard to tell new stories that you haven't seen a million times. Rodo and I, the director and myself, we wrote the film together on the first one, and this time we changed seats and he's directing this one.
People are gonna come back looking for the same emotions and feelings that they got in the first movie.
Now, you're gonna see what I see.
The story departs into new territory, but the thrills are still the same. We made sure this movie is suspenseful, fun to watch, with plenty of jump scares. I think the movie provides all of that.
It's definitely fun for us to work together. We do it all the time. It's not the once in a while we get the band back together. The band has never split. I know Rodo since we're kids. We grew up together, like making shorts, all sort of things, and music as well. We had a heavy metal band for a long time in Norway. We wrote Evil Dead together, our first film. We wrote Don't Breathe together as well. And when it came time to do this one, I looked at Rodo, I was like, why don't you do it? We had the script, we wrote it together, we loved it. So Rodo was like, yeah, hell yes, let's do it.
Fit and I, we communicate in a very, very fluent way. We can pick our brains very easily and we know what the other one is thinking right away. It doesn't really differ to what we were doing 20 years ago. It's basically the same thing, we're just a little bit older. And now we have more resources and tools to manifest our ideas.
We allowed ourselves to be honest with each other with the ideas. If I pitch a terrible idea, he'll tell me it's terrible and vice versa. So there's something about the dynamic of how we do it that we complement each other. The first movie has a lot of Rodo in it, on the storytelling and even on the visuals and directing, because a lot of what I do with the camera was already on the script.
Directing a movie like this for the first time is very challenging. But I knew that I had Fede on my side, and that fluidity that we have was going to be the safe net for me.
For writers to become directors, a lot of times it's an easy transition because making movies is about telling stories above all things, and he's one of the best storytellers I ever met.
They're gonna kill her. And that's not cool with me.
Rodo understands this story stitch by emotional stitch. I have faith and trust at how intimately committed he is to this material. At the same time, Rodo has so much regard and respect for the fact that I know the character in ways that he doesn't. I mean, I have my own discoveries about it, and he likes that a lot.
And action!
This is the only road back to town. Can you move your truck?
Sure, baby. Whatever you want.
Rodo has been incredible. He sits back and lets us do our thing, which is every actor's dream, and watches our vision come to life, and then puts his vision in it as well.
Rodo is awesome. He always got down to my level and explained things, and he was super thorough about it.
And go to the box. Go, 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 go. Open up!
He makes you feel safe on set and makes you feel like you're part of the family.
It's been great communicating with him back and forth and building this character and building this world together, and he's a fantastic director.
Making a movie is a team effort. You as a director, you might have a vision, and your job is to share that with the whole team, so that the suspense that transpires out of the pages makes it into the screen. Everybody has to be on top of their game for that magic to happen. That's exactly what they did, and I'm forever grateful.
The first time I met Steven, I said, "Hello, sir, nice to meet you." He said, "It's not sir, it's slang."
Norman is by far the most interesting character of Don't Breathe.
He's lost a daughter, that's what we know about him on the first film, and he did horrible things to try to get a new daughter.
Fit and I thought that we need to expand on this and grab the villain from a movie and tell his story and put him in the front seat of the sequel.
His name is Norman Northstorm.
He is a loner.
He's like that dog that has been knocked around so much that you'd be a fool to try to pet it.
You're a bad man. War changes us all.
He's gonna end up going even to darker places.
I am nothing but a monster.
At the beginning of this story, he does have a family again. How that happened is part of the mystery. Every scene is a clue, and you have to kind of put it together.
Did I get my white hair from my mom? Was she beautiful?
She was smart like you.
All that matters in his life is this little girl.
He wants to equip her to deal with a world that, as far as his experience goes, is a pretty vicious place. And he spends his life waiting for the axe to fall.
He's kind of like imposing a military training routine on her.
He trains her to make sure she's capable if a threat comes.
Phil, the gun is in my hand.
Then obviously the threats do come.
Find the girl. Remember, the guy's blind, but he's still dangerous.
It makes for a very interesting and unpredictable story when no one is a good guy.
It's not me you need to be scared of, little girl. The man standing next to you.
We want to show the audience in depth who this man is.
And we let the audience decide if he's good or bad.
There's twists and turns.
He'll kill you all.
We wanted to make sure no one could guess where the story's going.
Slang is a fantastic actor who really cares about the craft.
Slang is a powerhouse. Very capable, very, very talented. And he brings ideas on set every day. A lot of those ideas are in the movie. He's worked with the best directors. How can you not listen to this guy? It's an honor and a privilege to work with him. I learned so much. This character, Norman, fits him like a glove. Slang was born for this role.
You're gonna see what I see.
I think like any idea for a sequel, it came from a place of trying to surprise ourselves in the audience. We wanted to bring on Don't Breathe to everything that was great about the first film.
The visual style and the camera work in the first one, it became a part of the nature of Don't Breathe.
And action!
We wanted to use the same techniques, the same stylistic imprint, and put it at the service of this new story.
Rodo is surrounded by a really, really great team of people, with special mention to Pedro Luque, our cinematographer who shot the first one.
Don't Breathe 1 had a oneer, like a long shot that we don't cut. And it was pretty simple, but pretty effective at the beginning of the movie, where we set up the whole house and almost practically every element, every tool that was going to be a part of the story. Rodo does the same this time again, but better and longer, which is a good sequel.
A long shot like that, without cutting, it brings a lot of tension, a lot of energy, a lot of immediacy. It's like it's danger in real time. It was very, very challenging to shoot, of course. There's a very complex choreography between the lighting and the camera, going through hallways, going up the stairs, going into a room, underneath the bed.
It's probably my favorite because it brings everything that is great about cinema together in one single scene. It's just the performances, the camera work, the lighting, the production design, because the place has to allow for the shots to happen.
This house was a very important character of its own. It's the kind of the mother that's missing from the family. It's slightly old, jaded, kind of aged around the edges, but there is quite a bit of colour in the movie, and I think especially over Phoenix. Certain places we want her to stand out, and then in other places we want her to kind of into the environment.
Homeschool is safer.
I don't want to be safe. I want to be normal. I want to have friends. I want
Enough!
Not only is it the missing mother of the story, it's also like a toolbox. The house had to kind of give you all these little environments which then you can kind of box people into and lock them into and fill it with water or burn it.
We're blessed with a superb stunt team. We had a terrific stunt team on the first one. This is a different team, and they're doing a really, really great job.
I've never done a horror before. Definitely the violence is slightly different. It was appealing. I wanted to try it and see what it's like, and it's a totally different animal.
I love working with Shadow the Rottweiler. No matter what, as long as I had a piece of a raw hot dog in my hand, he would do whatever I wanted.
Dogs, you just leave it to that department, basically. So you just tell them the choreography. They say, oh, no, you can't throw something down in front of the dog will get scared. So then you go, okay, so this is the way we need to shoot this.
James is a blast to work with, and he makes stunts fun. He got the props department to build a can of peas that gets smashed into Duke's face. It's not in the script, but it's something he came up with.
It was brutal. You don't want to hurt anybody, you don't want to get hurt yourself, but it's very, very rewarding.
Stephen Lang, what a trooper. He is like a total professional. He gets it, the physical aspect of it, he just nails it. The idea is he's not like a technical fighter until, boom, he grabs you.
Slow down. Ready, Phoenix? And bang! One more. Cut. There's a cut.
There's all kinds of elemental stuff going on in this film that did not occur in the first film. We've got raging fire, we've got gushing water.
There's all sorts of guns going off. There's all sorts of sharp objects of choice.
When you think of making a Hollywood movie, you think of big explosions, big stunts, and we had it. We gathered the best people at the top of their game. They made it look easy. They made it look amazing.
Thanks.
Vaya con Dios.
Hey. Hey. Think there's room for one more? I'm sure there is.
What's your name?
My name is Phoenix.